Coming to you from the historic Hart Building in Marysville, California, in Studio 93, In the Tank with Fish, with your host, Bob Fischetti.
All right, I'd like to welcome you to another infomercial on how to live successfully.
Don't follow Fish's advice.
For one thing, don't have siblings, right? They got crazy ideas. No, we'd like to welcome you to In the Tank with my friend Kelly. And man, we're having a good time doing these. They're fun.
They are.
We have great guests because why would we have somebody that wasn't great?
Because they're handpicked. Yeah.
We handpick our guests. We only pick the best of the
With
community.
care. Yes.
I don't really know. I think maybe we should just get some random person sometime.
Maybe.
Like who know? What would they say?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's unpredictable. You have to at least get somebody that you know can handle being on camera and not being too crazy.
You don't want somebody that goes. You're like,
it's a really long 50 minutes.
I've had guests like that. I don't want to mention any names on the radio. And you're like, so you discovered the cure for cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it's talking to a teenager. Ask my kid how their day was. Fine. And then it's like, did you have a Spanish test? Yeah. How was it? Good. It's like dating somebody that doesn't want to date you.
So
you text like a paragraph, you get a one-word answer.
Would you like to talk about that experience?
No, I mean, it's fine. I'm just a mom to teenage boys. Just breaking my heart all over.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
It's so true, though. Were your kids like that? Like you text them a full paragraph and then mine are,
Well, we call it the dark teenage years.
Oh, yeah.
And because they're just years they don't want, right? So, the punishment of you got to go to your room. Well, when they hit the dark years, they're like, all right.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I don't want to be out here with the family. So then you got to switch gears and go, oh, no. You're coming out with the family and you're going to tell us how your day went, right? And it's like, oh, no, not that.
And more than 10 words.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really true. I was just talking to somebody this morning and they were kind of forced into a position to have to do public speaking. But apparently, that's one of the greatest fears.
Yeah,
is public speaking, and I'm like, well, you got a camera. It's not public speaking. You don't even know if there's a public out there.
Yeah, who knows?
So I just pretend I'm talking to Kurt.
I'm sorry, Kurt.
Sorry, Kurt. So, all right. So I'm going to make a public apology because you guys heard me and Kelly make the deal. And the deal was I got bread, she got turkey leftovers.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
Weird.
So I got the bread.
How was your bread?
It was wonderful. The
Do
bread
you want to ask me how my turkey was?
No. So in my defense.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's hear this defense. Taking your coffee too?
My son, we had the dinner at his house and I bought a 12, 14 something pound turkey. And he said, oh, we're going to have extra people. I need a bigger turkey. So I bought a 22 pound. I thought 22 pound turkey, there's going to be leftovers. There was nothing but the dry legs. He made soup out of them. So there was no leftovers. But they loved the bread.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that.
Great guns for dinner. And they kept the bread. So not only did I not get, I'm going to out my son. They kept my bread because they buy bread from you. Oh. So they already knew it was good bread. So they decided you don't get any turkey.
They seriously got the best deal out of this. I feel like. Yeah.
Even for us.
Yes.
So I have promised I'm cooking the other turkey and Kelly will get leftovers. You guys can follow up on that.
Yeah, exactly. Follow up.
Turkey sandwiches, turkey soup.
Something. And I guess maybe you could have another loaf But this time it's going to be like an exchange, like hand me the turkey and then I'll give you this. Yeah. There might even be like an in-between, like a hostage situation.
You're like couples that are split up and they can't get over the thing with the kid. They have to have a third party.
Yes. We'll actually meet at the police station.
To make sure the turkey gets in the right end. Yeah. So did you have a great Thanksgiving though?
We did. Yeah. We did
our turkeyless Thanksgiving.
Turkeyless. We traditionally go to IHOP or we do a pancake bar at home. The kids wanted IHOP this year, so we did IHOP, and we had, I wish I could remember her name right now, but it escapes my mind. We had the best server. She was like so kind and just really pleasant. It wasn't, clearly she was not upset to be working on Thanksgiving, even though she had a family, and she chatted with us, and so we left her a super nice tip, and then we went and saw Moana 2, which was really good.
There's a 2? Mm-hmm. And it's good.
It was good. Yeah, it was cute. We all liked it.
Yeah, I was supposed to go see Elf in the theater.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're replaying Elf and...
it's $5 to go.
What's the other one?
They were playing Elf.
Because we have tickets for it.
Grinch, and there's one more.
Polar Express.
Yes, which you love.
Yeah, and so I'm at breakfast with Patty, right? I said, come on, I'll take you to breakfast. I get a call from Pablo. So you guys coming or not? Coming where?
No.
So we missed it.
Oh, my God. There's like 30 minutes of previews. You guys couldn't scarf your breakfast and get over there?
No.
You guys are slow breakfast eaters.
Well, we were at Huckleberry's.
Oh.
And I'm having the most fun because the cups are in Huckleberry's. When you order, you get a 93Q cup.
You do?
Yeah, you don't get to keep it.
Exciting. Yeah.
But it's cool. So we got them at the Brick, and now we got them over there. That's
awesome.
Yeah, they're not in the tank. You know how the in the tank works. Okay, that's a whole different
These are exclusive. Yeah.
So anyway, are you ready to meet our guest?
I am.
Are you?
I am.
Have you ever met them before?
I have, and I enjoy this guest.
Okay, then I'm going to totally let you do the interview.
Oh, really?
Well, because if I do it, then we're just going to talk about playing guitar. Right?
Probably.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we even thought about playing, but we thought that'd take up too much time.
I'll just be over here taking a nap. With
Yes,
my pillow,
exactly. Like,
enjoying
play a
music.
song I like.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Listen, I did have a script. I was going to have Kelly and I do. And so I will bring the script in after the break. And then you're going to be absolutely shocked that we are this clever. Maybe. We'll be right back. Stay with us. 93Q Radio was an opportunity for what's called an LPFM to give the community a voice.
The big part of what's happening here is it's us. It's the community of us.
The work that Mr. Fischetti has done with us to promote public education has been absolutely groundbreaking.
They have the pulse of our community, from the nonprofits to the local governments. If you want to find out what's happening in our community, get on board with 93Q.
And 93Q does so much to help our community, helps us promote our local events, as well as local businesses, and tell our story about what we do here in Yuba Sutter.
The folks that work here, they're part of our community, so they understand our needs, and that's important.
Local radio is so important during times of emergency. They're there. We lean on them to provide information to our public.
My wife and I are glad to support 93Q. We're going to do it on a monthly basis, but I really recommend that if you want to make your community better, this is a great place to take a first step right here.
So if you can, reach deep into your pocket and give to 93Q.
93Q is a great partner for law enforcement, and they're a great partner for the Yuba Sutter area.
We're really asking people if you can give $10, $15, $20 a month, and then that enables us to continue to put small business spots on the air, nonprofits, organizations that are they're using every dollar they got just to operate, and they don't have extra money to spend on really promoting their cause. And that is why community radio, to me, I'm grateful to be part of it, and that's why it's important.
Welcome back to In the Tank with Fish and Minnow. We have on a guest that I'm super excited to chat with more. Tyler Johnson. Welcome to this side of the camera.
This
How
is
does
wild.
it feel?
I have no idea. This is, I don't even know what to do. I'm usually on the other side.
Just talk. It's okay.
Okay.
You're fine. You're safe.
We could have given him a little fake viewfinder.
Oh my gosh,
so he
that
could have
would be
felt like,
so
right,
good.
hold it like this.
Just give me a pair of glasses and draw one in.
Yeah.
So I just close my eye and I'm looking through the camera.
Perfect. Christmas present. Is your wife watching this?
Yes. You know what I need. I don't ever give her anything to buy
don't
me
give her
stuff.
ideas.
I'm not I'm like, I'm good. I just want
You're one of
everybody to be
those.
happy. I'm hard to give gifts for. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good. I mean,
Do you also just buy yourself what you want when you need it?
let's be honest. I do.
Yeah.
I've been known to affirm a lot of things, PayPal credit a lot of things, which is not a good thing. But yeah, whenever I need it, I just get it. And it's always a write off if I usually want something. But
I feel like if there isn't anything, because my family's always saying, well, hey, we got this Amazon thing. I guess you can go on there and you can see everybody what they want.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do like an Amazon like gift list.
Something,
wish list,
yeah.
That's
wish
cool.
List.
Yeah. And so,
Don't tell my children.
and I just tell them, socks, T-shirts, underwear. I'm good.
But that's what you need when you're older. Like, I don't know the last time I bought myself socks. That's what you need.
Honestly, I don't think I can remember the last time I bought socks either.
See?
Yeah.
That's why it comes on your list. You're
That's
like
right.
pajamas.
These
socks.
are probably
Yeah.
like 5 years
Did
old.
you get those for half price?
Well, and they have holes in them.
There's only half a sock.
There's literally half a sock. Yeah. Normally I go up this way, but they gave me half off because it was cut off here. So,
Well, I think you bought those when you were 10.
honestly,
And then the growth.
they just stretched out.
You just got bigger.
They
than
used
the
to be
size.
knee-high socks.
I'm a wheeler dealer. Yeah, they were. You're right. They were. That's awesome.
Okay, I want to know about you. Did you
Man.
grow up here?
Yes, I did. I'm
Born here?
Born and raised here. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Man, that's like
yeah.
30 for 30. I'm just kidding. I don't really
It's
know what
really
the numbers
crazy
are.
the number of people we talked to that we thought, I wonder
If they're
grew up here.
transplants or
Yeah, because you don't think. 'cause
Yeah.
you meet so many people that are.
There are a lot
We've
of-
really met a
a
lot.
lot
They
of
go, yeah, I
transplants.
was born in Rideout. Back when.
Right.
when
Yeah.
I was like,
There were a lot. Yeah, I've been here my whole life. I've had opportunities to go. When I went to audio engineering school in 2010, I was going to move to Seattle when I graduated.
Wow.
My aunt lives in Washington.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, it'd be cool to go get an internship at a studio, and do all that and chase that dream. And it didn't work out, but it worked out for the better. It's kind of wild how you kind of just everything kind of just aligns the way it's supposed to align. It's just insane. But yeah, I wanted to go there. I ended up not going. I'm so glad I'm here. I love our community. I don't plan on leaving. I know there's people
I
are
do,
coming
but
and
I'll
going,
be
but
buried in Sutter. So
yeah,
that's when I'll leave.
That's going to be a long time.
The spirit.
Let's just be honest. That's going to be
but
30, 40 years down the road.
Yeah. But I mean, I
Seriously.
hear you. The people that say they don't like it here, and I'm like, what is to not like?
We're lucky.
I think
Yeah.
if you haven't immersed yourself, I think if you are somebody that hasn't really kind of gone out and gotten to know people and
Right.
gotten into the community, I
Right.
could see how there would be there's not really anything here. I mean, I feel like I didn't dive in until I got divorced and actually moved to town. And then it was like, I just started going, I need community.
Yeah.
I need community around me and the boys. I don't have local family here. The boy's dad has amazing family and he's great. But it was like, I didn't have community. And so once I started going, oh man, there is so much
That's right,
community
because
here.
you were
There's a
like
lot.
a mountain girl.
Yeah, I'm a transplant. Gasp. Can I still be on the show?
Wait, so where are you?
So I was born in Humboldt County.
Oh, dude. Wow,
And
nice.
then literally we were talking about this. I think the last episode I was born at home with a midwife planned, but on a mountain. My mom called me a billy goat growing
In
up.
the middle of
I
a
just wanted to,
marijuana field.
Yeah.
Dude, that's wild.
I had hippie parents. Yeah. So
She's lucky her name isn't Moonflower.
I mean,
seriously,
Yeah.
star child. Yeah. No.
Star
But
child.
then we moved
I
to
like that.
Yeah.
We might go with that one.
I'm telling you. But then we moved to Ventura, which is like so not, but it was where my grandma was, and then the Bay Area, and then I've been here almost 15 years now. So, yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That's awesome.
But I feel like you're so involved in the community.
Yeah.
You're out, and I feel like
wish I
that's
could be-
where you get.
I try to. Well, thank you.
You're out a lot. I see you at stuff. You're building people up. You're a good cheerleader.
I like building people up.
Yeah.
I like being in I like being in people's corners. I love connecting people. I want people to succeed. I mean, you know, I'm thankful that I get to do this.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to say that a lot as we talk, but it's true. Like, you know, I worked at the warehouse. I've only had a couple jobs in my life, really. Because I worked at Papa Murphy's, and then I went to Save Mart as a bagger. I was a bag boy, and then
courtesy clerk.
Courtesy. Thank you. Yes, it was
also a courtesy clerk.
It was a courtesy clerk. Yeah. And then worked at the hospital, which in the time for the season of life, it was great.
Yeah.
But it wasn't where I was supposed to be. And then after I got laid off, you know, you think like that's the worst thing that happened to you, which most people, it could be, you know, most people they've been there for 30 plus years, and they, you know, and with COVID, it just stuff affected everybody. And, and it worked out for me. Met some amazing people, Lonnie and Kayla, you guys know them. And then I became,
They designed this.
Tyler and Co. Yeah. And they did a great job, and Tyler and Co. And, and then I love our community. Like I said, when I first started, I was kind of, you know, trying to put myself in different situations so I could connect with people. And if I could do it all for nothing, I would, but I got to make a living too. So it's kind of, you know, it's one of those things I'm like, there's always that hard balance.
Did I tell you that this interview is $50?
Yeah.
It's okay.
You did tell me that. And I got you.
Start having people prepay.
Well, I have Venmo too, so I was going to see if you would take
What's
Venmo.
that?
Do you take Venmo though?
Yeah.
Because I just need your phone. You can scan it real quick.
PayPal. We don't care. Yeah.
There's a 3% fee though, so I don't know if you can do that.
Exactly.
Well, if this video flops, it's $75.
Oh man. Well, the fee's higher then.
You better get your family watching.
Yeah.
We're calling Katie to find out if it was
Oh my
a good
gosh.
video or not.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, we'll ask the boys.
Yeah. Ask the
So
boys.
what'd you think of your dad?
You should just bring them on, man. They'd be a great
Oh,
interview.
my gosh.
To be completely honest.
They are so much energy in like the
Dude.
best fun way, but they're
They're awesome.
yeah.
Jude's
How
like,
old are your boys?
they are. Owen's 4. They're turning 4 and turning 6 here pretty soon. Yeah, in January and February. And Jude's like, he's an actor, man. I'm telling you, he poses for everything. He's got a pose. He does this thing where he like puts his hand on his shoulders and goes like this and goes like that and smiles. And he loves the camera. And then Owen is just like, he's like our rough and tough.
Is Owen the second?
He's the youngest, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just like a bowling ball in a china shop, you know, like that. He's
can
had,
see that,
he's
yeah.
already been to the ER at 2, had stitches. He's, you know, fallen on his face multiple times. He's always got bruises.
I think God does that almost as a little bit of a trick. You get your
Yeah.
first one, they're kind of mellow and chill.
Yeah.
And you're like, I could do a second
Yeah,
one.
Jude
This
was-
is
yeah.
no big deal. And then they're like, how did you get up there?
Yeah.
We don't jump off the stairwell. Like,
Right.
yeah. They're like, but I put pillows at the bottom. Like, no.
Doesn't matter. Owen, I know, right? And
Yeah.
yeah,
He'll
Owen,
be the kid with the umbrella jumping off
he
the
tests
roof.
us, man.
Yeah, totally.
You're
really-
not Mary Poppins.
He's really, yeah. Well, he's really into racing too. So he like has this little John Deere tractor that's beat to just poop. Like it's beat to nothing. Like it barely works. So we're going to get him another one. But he's had that for like 5 years and it just whips around and he just rides on it, you know, pretty much butt naked with his mullet, just going like this. And then he's always staring at people when he's driving.
Living the dream.
But he knows what he's doing. I'm telling you, it's so wild. These kids are so smart, and all kids are so smart. They're, you know, I feel like I don't give them enough credit, but they are so smart, and you have to watch them. But he like knows how to drift a corner without like he lets off the accelerator off the pedal, and it drifts, and that's how he turns around the cars. So he doesn't touch. He gets this close to our cars, and he never hits. I'm telling you, he's so talented. He's got it in his blood, though. His my papa and Jim, they used to race, so he's got it.
It's in the DNA.
Yeah, they raced down at the at what I don't even know what it's called, the
The raceway
the
down
raceway,
here?
yeah.
Marysville
Speedway
Park
or
whatever it's
yeah.
called.
So he's got it, and then
How old does he have to be able to do sprint cars?
Oh man, I don't know. I know that there's a couple spots around here that actually do it.
He'd be great on one of those big wheels.
Yeah,
because those things.
I know.
No, the big wheel. You know,
yeah,
the big wheel in the
I
front.
remember those.
Those. I mean, you
those
spin those puppies around. I mean, you pedal them, but I used to watch kids. I'd be like,
wait, do they even make those anymore?
Yes,
We had
I
those
like
little
Retro
kids.
reintroduced them, like we were talking about earlier.
Are you serious?
Everything comes back around. Yeah, they made those again.
Gosh,
Okay, we might have to look after this.
my grandparents got us those. It was like, I'm going to research them because like that's nostalgic.
And you can move the seat. Remember, as you grew, you
do.
could lift off the seat and move it back.
I remember being really low. Or, yeah.
Did you make one for adults?
Yeah, now you
think
do
Kurt
a
is
tricycle.
big wheel racing.
Exactly.
Part of the next Christmas parade.
Yeah.
There we go. That's not a bad idea.
Those are actually super fun. Man. Yeah. That and banana seat bikes. Did you guys have
Oh
those?
yeah, those are
Stingrays.
Yeah.
Stingrays, classics.
Oh, that's so fun.
Man. Yeah, I
So when you were a kid,
what did I do when I was a kid?
Yeah, I mean,
Man.
what was your big thing when you were a kid? I mean, you liked to ride bikes. What did you do?
I played basketball.
Really?
Yeah, I was really good at. I felt like I was really good at basketball. I mean, as good as in my mind as I thought I was. I would every day after school I'd play basketball and I would shoot the hoop. Before I even played guitar. Yeah, it was.
Wow.
I was a basketball player. Yeah.
I was baseball.
Yeah. Okay.
Sun up to sundown. The neighbor worked for Rawlings.
Oh, dude.
So we had a real backstop. We had real rubber for
Wow.
that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had bases, catcher gear.
Dude, that's
had
awesome.
a catcher's glove. We had a first baseman's glove. I didn't even know there was a first baseman's glove, right?
Yeah.
A special glove for first base. Yeah. But we had all the great gear. And I mean, everything was baseball. Sun come up, we were playing.
That's how it was. That's exactly. I would stay out till I mean, at least till when we had to go inside, you know. Right before sunset, I would stay out and play, and I would just shoot the hoops, and I loved it. And I
You ever get to do it anymore? You know, you just
no,
kind of.
my kids play a little bit, but I don't. You know, music came in, and
That's true.
yeah, I picked up the guitar, and I was for like a year. I was just playing the same 3 notes on the guitar, and you know, my parents didn't think I was gonna. They're just like, we love him. We're gonna support him. Like, it doesn't sound very good, but this is what he wants to do. So they supported me, and I'm thankful.
Bought earplugs, right?
They did, and
You're really good, Tyler.
our house wasn't very big, so it was like our house was pretty small, and it like definitely when we put a big drum set in there, you know, and a couple amps, it's like it's shaking the single pane windows like nothing, like they're gonna break. And it was great though. And that's something I did too, just to kind of lead into that, like playing guitar was kind of a healing thing for me, you know.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of just like you step into this other world, and you know, and I've always written. I can play cover songs, and I've done stuff, but even when we jam, we don't.
No, we just write whatever we want. We just
it's like I've always just wanted to just like close my eyes and just like whatever comes out, that's what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Roll with it.
Just had no. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and there's something to be said for that, because actually there are bands that do covers that the covers sound better than the original version of the song.
Yeah.
And I do think that there's like a groove you get into. So
There is, yeah.
As a guitar player, you can be alone, and you and the guitar are
Oh my
like
gosh.
best buds.
Yeah.
It's just a thing, right?
Yeah.
And then when you connect with somebody else and you're actually playing and you hit that sweet spot, it's unexplainable. It's just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
right?
you really can't explain it. It
Yeah.
just happens, and then you just go for it, and it just takes off from there. I love that. I love jam sessions. Like, I've always engulfed myself in different. As I grew as a musician, I would put myself in situations intentfully, like with different genres and different people, different bands. Always try to make them honestly better than me. And
it's good to play with people better than you, because then you learn.
Yep.
And some people say, well, I'm intimidated. And I was like, well, I may be intimidated, but I'm never going to learn this if I don't play with other musicians and see and hear what they play, you know?
Yeah. I've
And
always,
then you go, oh, how do you do that?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I gave up on you. I have to tell you the truth, man. You were playing and I went, I'll never do that. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to let him do it.
Oh, when we jam.
I will never. That guy is like way beyond me, right? But it's a lot of fun. You can tell that you have had some musicians get that time alone with their instrument, and it helps develop. It's like a connection. I don't know how else to put it. And you have that. You have that connection with the music. And I mean, what do you say? So it's like I get in the zone, or I get
after school. Once I did basketball, and then once I picked up a guitar, my dad's guitar, and it was like I just would, after school, I would go sit in my room, and I would literally for hours just like. And then I had this old makeshift like cassette tape, thing, the recorder. I forget what brand it was, but I would plug my guitar go from my amp into that eventually, and I would record on cassettes, and then I would play it back. And then I just loved it. I would engulf everything I could into that. And we didn't have YouTube, we had dial-up 6.com.
Yeah.
And it was like, there's no YouTube for me. So no, I'm serious, right? And it was just just listen to the CDs if you wanted to learn the song, and then through a Walkman, and then we would just have to make it up. We didn't, I'm the generation now. They're so fortunate because they can just, you can watch, and it's awesome. Technology's awesome. You can watch something and learn exactly, and watch how they played and learn exactly how they play, and it's really cool. Music's taken a whole nother. It's just insane where it's going, and it's awesome. I just loved it, and it was just something that I clang on to.
Yeah.
And then my brother and I we were in a band together for about 7 years.
I didn't even know you had a brother.
I do have a brother. He's a firefighter, actually. You should bring him on here. He works for Yuba City. Yeah.
His brother's Justin.
Yeah. He's really cool.
What? How do you not know this?
Yeah, everybody knows Justin. You say everybody knows Tyler, everybody knows Justin.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, once you meet him, you'll know him. But he's awesome. Yeah, he's an amazing drummer. He doesn't play as much anymore because he's very busy.
Yeah.
But I'm working on getting us back in the loop and playing again. So we had a good Thanksgiving. So.
What was the name of your band?
It was called Rain the Escape. And I don't know who came up with that. I think it was our lead singer, but it was a metal band, and it was like I had hair, Justin Bieber hair, and I was literally chopping trees with my guitar, like a lumberjack, literally as I was playing a breakdown. So, and we would play this, the crazy melodic stuff, like the speed hyper picking stuff, breakdowns. We did a lot of that. And then we went into like a pop era of our band. We went through a lot of different genres. There was one point in time where we wrote a new set of songs for each show. We were like, wow. Yeah, it was really wild. We were like, you know what? Let's just make songs. We'll write songs for each show. So we literally would sit in our rehearsal space in the garage, like butt naked, just sweating, like just writing all these songs specifically for this show for a season. It was wild.
Well, this was before you had kids.
That was before I had kids.
Yeah, this is when you guys had time.
Yeah.
I know. I'm thinking,
remember that.
Oh,
remember
that. Yeah, remember that.
Well, you're very creative, and I think it's really kind of amazing. You've been able to, like you said, well, you went and learned photography, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And then, but you really weren't doing it. You had learned it. You were working on a regular job and doing that. And then with the guitar, so you've always had an outlet. You've always had some place for your creativity to come out. Yeah. And I didn't know that you would just literally write the songs for a given performance, right?
No, I mean, yeah, really. I don't know. That's what God has, the gift he has, one of the gifts he has given me is just to be able to do it by ear and sit down and come up. I just come up with something. I just love it. I just I like thinking of different riffs. And it's funny. I can't explain it. It's like, I try to think about what I'm going to do, but I don't think about it. Mm-hmm. So it's not me.
So it comes out.
It's God. Like, I'll just be completely honest. Like, I know I have talents and gifts that he's given me. But they're not my own.
So you develop leaning on that.
Yeah, I just literally just follow if I play with the band or we jam out, like we're just feeling it, man. We're just going, and then whatever comes out, comes out.
Well, I had to crack up because one time I don't know where, probably Straw Hat we played, and you said somebody came up and said, "Wow, when do you guys practice?"
Never.
We never.
That's what I'm talking about. We never.
We just go play, right?
Yeah.
And it's like
just show up. Yeah, we literally just show up.
And he's like,
yeah.
Well, yeah.
We've put practice in though. We've put ourselves. The thing is, we have put ourselves through like the test of rehearsing over time. We have experience and we've played with bands. So I'm not saying like I just show up and I don't have any experience. You got to put the time in too. Like no matter what it is, like you have to, if you're passionate about it and you put the time in, you're going to succeed. Like it's going to happen and you're going to get good and you're going to be better. Better and better. And I did put all the time in. All I did was I engulfed just like you did. Just like with baking, right? I'm assuming you were just doing it because you love it, right?
Yeah, my first 500 loaves were not as good as my last.
Yeah, but you keep improving your craft, right? And it's like, and you develop that just repetition and that practice, like riding a bike. And it's like, it's all about that practice and that discipline. And the more time and consistency you put in it, it's like you're going to be able to close your eyes and do it. Like, it's like, Mr. Miyagi, you know what I mean? It's like Karate Kid.
My son watches this, my youngest.
Wow. Yeah.
He brought home a saxophone a couple weeks ago, and I'm like,
"Hey, buddy,
10 rounds of hot cross buns."
Hey, literally. So that's a good point. So for tempo, I would literally put on a click track. I don't need a click track, but because I did this, I would play to a click track, and I would play chords. I would slow down. I would half time it. I would change it my timing pattern. I would intentfully like play, even though I was like, I get it, I know what I'm doing. I would intentfully like drive that in my mind and in my fingers. This is probably really wild. Even to get my fingers to where they wouldn't hurt, because when we all learned guitar, your fingers hurt.
Yeah.
I would literally put my fingers on my fretboard and slowly I would push as hard as I could as I'm playing these chords, just to make sure like I'm getting those, I'm building those. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if I
never
put more
go
pressure, no, they don't.
He's just over here, wax on, wax off, Miyagi.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I ended up playing. The drummer we had in the band had been drum and bugle corps, and those guys are, they learn ratomacues and flam drags and paradiddles.
Dude.
They got names for all the different beats.
They do, yeah.
But this guy's timing was just incredible.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times if you're in a band, because I'm a rhythm guitar player, a drummer will be really excited when you first start playing, right? You just get out there, so everything's faster, right? And you got to, and then they get tired and they slow down, they start dragging. And so, depending on, where their chops are, but we're all kind of like that. But having that consistency, this guy was just amazing.
Yeah.
He's just amazing. So he'd say, "Hey, you're dragging," right? "I'm not dragging. You're going too fast," right? It's like, right? Bands, right?
Yeah.
Right. But it was really good. And I think that he would tell me, you need to count in your head to where it just becomes automatic, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah.
So when I would practice rhythm, I would just flat the strings. Right. And I would listen to my right hand, right? So I could hear upstroke, downstroke. I could hear 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, right?
Yeah.
And but we forget that mechanics. You're right. Somewhere along the line, you're going to pick that up.
Yeah.
But your creativity really has always been there. So did you find that the more that you played, it helped release more creativity in
you? Absolutely.
Because you're very creative. And now you're doing, I've been watching your stuff that you film, and I'm like,
yeah.
There's a side of me, it's like, I'm getting his autograph. And it's like, I know him. I don't need his.
But we might someday.
No. Yeah, I might be getting your guys' autographs for this.
So,
man.
ladies and gentlemen, if you order right now in the next
Yeah.
10 minutes,
Oh,
you
my
can
gosh.
have a Tyler Johnson autograph.
An autographed penny.
Oh my.
An autograph penny.
Oh my gosh.
For
Yeah.
$50.
Yeah, guys, I'm selling pennies on eBay.
Okay, so I want to know more
know
about
that.
how you got into film and photography.
Yeah. Oh man.
Where did that start?
Okay, so this is kind of funny, right? That's a good question. Thanks for asking me that. Actually,
She asks a good
she
question.
asks
I do
really
the
good
fluff.
I'm
questions.
not just here to look pretty next to Stitch. I have good thoughts and ideas.
I thought that's what it was.
I know, I'm sorry.
We talked about this.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Just this one question, then we'll go back to you. I'm just kidding.
So yeah, okay. So you guys know this is awesome. So you know that Lonnie and Kayla ultimately they helped unlock Tyler and Co. Just to start there, like Tyler and Co. I don't even know where to start. Okay, so I found an old over the shoulder camcorder that was my grandparents.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't even. It's funny because I couldn't remember for some reason. I didn't remember in my head over the years. Like I did this, but I went back and I pulled a tape out, and we had this old VCR. We pulled it out of storage.
Yeah.
And I was literally filming myself, like look at the gun show and stuff, like videos of me as a kid. I was filming my papa. I was filming everything, literally. And then fast forward to my bands, I had those little camcorders.
Yeah.
I was filming that. I'm like thinking, dude, I've always loved this. Music has always been my passion and it always will be. But that side of the creative process that goes into that is so awesome. I love looking at something and I love being able to tell that story and through the eyes of another, like a lens that you wouldn't expect, right? So, and everything that goes into that is huge. So you look at this Christmas tree and you could get like just this awesome, cool cinematic shot, add some music behind it, and then put some sound effects, and it literally comes to life. And you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I love it. I love telling stories. I love documenting stuff. I want to tell everybody's story. I see somebody on the street. If I had the time and I wasn't as busy, because I am busy right now and I'm thankful for it, but I would literally go around and I would interview people and I would tell their stories. And I might do that.
Yeah.
I see people, that I want everybody can have a Netflix documentary. Like we're in the time and age where you can have like, you can tell a story with your phone essentially now, but like phones are that, good as far as the movie quality goes. There's a lot that goes into it behind the scenes. I'll be honest. Most people can't just pick up a camera and be like, I'm going to be a filmmaker, because there is creativity involved and there's art to it and there's knowledge of technology and stuff and all that. But I love it. I want to, what really, and this is, I'm going to try not to get emotional, but so what really gets me.
It's okay. She does it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Both of us do. It's fine. We're basically Oprah.
Yeah.
Cry, go for it.
Okay. I look at these tapes of my grandparents, my papa, because my papa passed away like 15 years ago, and he was everything. And in my mind, I'm thinking, man, I hope I can find something that I did that I can go back and watch.
No.
And hear his voice and stuff. And I haven't yet, but I know he sang, and I hear stuff of him singing. And I have that, and I have video of that. But then I'm thinking, dude, like, if I could have gone back, if I would have known that I could have just sat down with him and asked him what, just life questions.
Yeah.
Like, it would mean the world. My kids would be able to see that, their kids would be able to see that. Like, I wish I could go back in time. And there's always those things that you wish you could go back and do, but, yeah, it'd be awesome to just to sit down with them with a camera and be like, where did you grow? How did you grow up? What was it like when you grew up? Or what was life like in Yuba Sutter when you were a kid? Because they lived through the flood.
Yeah.
Because they moved here from Oklahoma, and they have a house that the youngest Stan, my uncle Stan, who still lives in that house, and it was here in like the 40s or 50s or something like that, and I don't know the exact date, but they would all, as kids, live in the back. And it was this small, like 700 square foot house. They would live on the porch, like 12 kids, you know, and all the family would go there. But anyways, so that being said, I kind of strayed away from the question, I think, a little bit, but that, I just love it. I want to tell stories. Memories are so precious and photos are great, but video is something different. And you can tell a story with so much with video, and it's like, you know, like life, like you can tell life. Like, I'm just gonna go on a rant if I keep talking about it. But yeah, I found out that I used to film with a camcorder, and I didn't realize that. So it has been something I have always wanted to do. And
that actually, my brother Zelly was an archivist, and they call those oral histories.
Right.
And so they would shoot video of these people, and then they archive it.
Yeah.
And in that way, their story is still around. Mm-hmm. That guy, I can't remember his name. His last name is Burns, but he does the photography. He did the thing on the Civil War. All that was based on. Actually, they call that photography a Burns thing, where it's a still photo.
Oh, it's a Burns effect. Yeah, it's
like Burns effect.
A photo
because of him. Yeah,
it moves like a video.
So he took letters that were written back and forth in the Civil War and created a documentary on the Civil War, and because he wanted to move it from. The video, where you had the whole thing. So they would tell the story, so somebody would be reading the letter. So it was very clever. It was really well done. But it sounds like you were doing these things before they came around. Something in you gets, that story. There's a story there. So you
everything,
there's
I'm
a
not
story.
gonna lie, I see something. I'm like, and it's like, and I've been lucky enough to have some awesome opportunities. If I look at something and I see somebody or somebody on the street that I've seen over the years, like singing Johnny, that guy,
he is a kick. He is a kick. Yeah.
Yeah. He used to go to a church. We used to go years ago, he used to go to church together. And, so he's not just these people that you see, like, what's life like now? What was it like? You know, I want to sit down with them and give them, but this is what you guys do. So, what's really cool about this is you guys are actually doing that. So you guys are sitting here doing that. So you guys have an awesome, amazing opportunity to do that.
Well, it's like somebody could hear the name, Tyler and Co. Right, or Tyler Co. They hear the name. Oh, yeah, I've heard of them. Or hey, that guy's a drone pilot. Or hey, I've seen him play guitar. Yeah. But we want them to know the person behind the talent.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I feel like I'm rambling a lot. So hopefully
it's fine. We love this,
right? Yeah. Well, I think we've talked about this before. For me, this is so neat because part of what you were talking about too, someday our kids are going to be able to watch this. Like your kids are going to be able to watch something where they get to see little pieces of you in your
and then
heart.
their kids and their kids.
Yeah, and I think that's that's a lost thing. Like I don't have videos. Like my mom, we were, single parent, fairly poor, and so we didn't have a camcorder, so we don't have videos of us as kids unless we were at somebody else's house that had. Yeah. So I think when you were talking about wanting to kind of memorialize people and their stories. Yeah. Are you doing that? Do you find yourself doing that with your parents and your
I'm starting
family?
to, yes. Yeah.
Because it's I started doing this thing where we were home, we lost my uncle a couple of years ago, and so we were all there for it to say goodbye. And my aunts and uncles, we were all out to breakfast, and they just started talking about childhood. I just pulled my phone out and hit record. I was like, I just want to be able to hear these stories again because
even if it's just on your phone audio.
Yeah, and it's just audio, but it was it was them telling kids, stories of them being kids and the boys had to be on one side of the fence and the girls, but they're all siblings. So they'd meet at the fence, to get to see their brothers and sisters and just all these things
that's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly, that's what I think about too. It's just if we could just hit record on all these and that you did it. That's amazing.
Well, you learn a lot from, somewhere I have a cassette. My mom sang on radio. And her big claim to fame was Roy Rogers asked my mom to marry him.
Oh my
He
gosh.
was with the Sons of the Pioneers. And
She said no. Roy Rogers is not his dad.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Wait, what?
I'm not little Bobby Rogers, darn it. Instead, she married some Italian dude. But
That's awesome.
She sang, her and her sister sang on radio. And I can remember as a young boy, my mom singing. She could yodel. I mean, my mom could sing.
Yeah.
And they didn't call it country music back then. It was called hillbilly music.
Yeah.
But somewhere I have a tape of not just my mom singing, but a song that she wrote.
Wow. No way.
It's a cassette tape, and I'd love to find it.
That's so cool.
And it's like, but I hear what you're saying. It's like, well, that's gone forever. I would love for, like, now that would be her great grandkids would get to hear, grandma sing, right?
Yeah.
And she had a gorgeous voice, just a really amazing voice.
So awesome.
And so it's like I can hear what you're saying. It's like we have the capacity. I watch an old movie. I think, God, I can watch Fred Astaire.
Yeah.
This guy was phenomenally talented. I mean, Gene Kelly, those dancers back then, I mean, they did everything, sing, dance, act, right? They did the whole thing. And it's like, but they're gone and have been gone for some time. So how much more would that be for families?
Oh,
Let me do this for your family so that you can pass that down to your kids.
Yeah.
You could almost start a business just doing that.
Yeah, you could. I did one for
So
Carrie,
if you'd like a business, if you'd like Tyler
Oh my
to come
gosh.
to your house and shoot all of you. Wait,
I mean, I'm not opposed to that, but like, let's bring it. Let's approach it a little differently than that.
Yeah, maybe not that wording.
to do a photo and video shoot.
Oh well, if it's photo and video, we got to throw Kayla in there.
Yeah.
But no, I actually did one for Carrie. Yeah. So,
Really?
Yeah, for her grandma.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That's sweet.
Yeah, they loved it. It was awesome. We went to the house and got footage of the house. I got drone footage of the house. Sat down with her, had a couple cameras set up, and they just talked. And she had questions, and they loved it. It was great. They played it at her birthday party. I think either a 99 or 100. I think she was 100 birthday party. So
Okay, so you started talking about how Tyler and Co. was born.
I did, and I don't even know where I was now.
But then we got sidetracked.
Yeah, Tyler
who
Co.
sidetracked us?
Yeah.
So I started. So Ani and Kayla played a big part on that. I worked. So long story short, let's see. They found me. I was in a music video, and they were filming it, and they were like, "We really like Tyler," and she was like, "What if we ask him to be a part of, or come and join us for weddings and second shoot video?" And I thought about it and stuff. They asked me, and it was so cool. And I was just like, I'm going to pray on it and wait and just see. And I was at the hospital then. And 3 months later, I honestly just totally spaced me. And then I was in a wedding, and I was actually in the groomsman. And they were ended up filming and doing photos for the wedding. And he leaned over. He's like, "Hey, you still want to do that?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Of course I do." And then, and then I went and talked to Katie about it, and then didn't have a lot of money. So we just put the camera on credit, if I'm being honest, and went for it. And I worked weddings for free. They loaned me some gear. I was just helping out. I'm kind of just blanketing everything. There was a little more in there, but as far as that goes, I was just working for free, and then they ended up paying me, and then she helped me build my brand and stuff. And then, and then from there, I've just been putting myself in situations and groups, and I would show up to events and meet people, and there's amazing people all over this community.
Yeah.
And they're very supportive, and
Well, and I love that you guys can collaborate, that it's not like you don't have to be competition.
No. It's always and that's
like
the best
working
part.
to build, each other. And there's plenty of work to go around.
There's plenty of work to go around.
I say it all the time about sourdough. Like someone's like, "Oh, did you see there's a new baker?" I'm like, "Good."
Good.
Like I'm okay with that. That means more people get to eat real food and good bread. Like I am not the person that invented bread. And I'm certainly not going to be the last one baking it.
You claim the rights to cheating bread. I'm sure.
You do. Yeah, you got to claim the rights to that, though. But you're right. It's like, and that's what I think. I think the last time we talked about this. I told Bob that yeah, there's plenty of work to go around, literally. And it's like there's so many creative people, and there's just going to only be more and more, and everybody's going to have their place. And honestly, in the end, it wasn't something I wanted to do or had sought out. I mean, I loved it, but it wasn't something I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go be a videographer. It had come to me, and the Lord brought it, and He's in control. So I'm not going to stress too hard, because He's going to take care of me, because He always, He has, and everything with my kids. He's taking care of our kid, Owen, our boy Owen. He's our youngest. He's a miracle. He's taking, he literally, he survived death, like literally. And I mean, there's so many things that I can put out there that, yeah, I'm thankful for. But yeah, it's not my business. It's His business. So I'm just stewarding it, honestly, and I'm enjoying it. It's been great.
You're amazingly talented at it.
You enjoy doing what you do, and you're getting to do that. And
yeah.
I was just gonna say, I think one time you were editing,
yeah, and
you were playing your guitar,
yeah,
and so you ready for this? He was doing the background music.
Yeah, I was.
So it's like he was writing the score to a movie.
Yeah. Oh, that's
right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so when they get that, they didn't just put, Michael McDonald on the back, right?
I've never had a bad review. They've always told me every video that you capture. I can't think of any review that I've had that they've like, I don't like this, or, this is not what we were looking for. It's always been, and I'm saying this because I'm so thankful, and I'm happy that I've not had a bad review. And if I did, I would make sure that I had made it. If it wasn't what they wanted, I want them to get what they want. Like, that's the goal. I'm not going to charge them and be like, sorry, like, this is the video you paid for. Like, that's not the way I work. The way I work is it's relationship first, and it's what do you want? What are you looking for? How can I tell your story? And what can we do for you? And that is my goal. And I always want to make sure that I communicate that, and I'm just thankful that I get to do it. So,
well, and your work speaks for itself.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we talk about you all the time.
Yeah.
Wait, I feel like we have to talk about your wife, because you do have a wife.
I have an amazing wife.
That's
right. I'm like,
That's
you're
right.
not get off of this without bringing up
time
your
we
wife.
got?
You're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
So how did you guys meet? When did you meet?
We met at church. I had been going to the Bridge for about a couple years. I was dating somebody else, and it didn't work out. I'm thankful it didn't work out. And
hindsight,
I just want to put that out there. Like, that's not what I was looking for. And she had not been going there, and I've been going there. I've been there longer than she has. Her dad's the pastor. So it was like, I've been going there longer than she has. And then she was out doing her thing, being a bad girl. And, and I was in church playing guitar. And, so she came along, and one night she saw me playing guitar, and she was with their friend, and she was like, she freaked out. And I was just playing an instrumental for a set. And, she ran out of the building, and she was like, wait, what? Or I was like, wait, what? And long story short, God had told her, and she had saw that, man, I'm going to marry Tyler. And we didn't like each other. Like, I was super timid. I was super, I was a dweeb in her eyes. And then in my eyes, she wasn't a very nice person. But we were different people at the time.
Not going how I thought it would.
No, this is for real. No, Katie.
We're changing the name In the Tank with Fish to True Confessions.
No, let's be honest. We weren't
but it's true.
We weren't who we were. But we weren't
people.
We were not. We were different people, and we weren't who we were supposed to be. And we weren't mature, and I wasn't mature. And so long story short, I'm so lucky to have her, and I don't realize it. I honestly, like, the decisions I make that I make without her, I regret. Like, I always make sure to be like, hey babe, this is what is presented. What do you think? And I'm not perfect at all. I do make decisions without telling you, sorry. But I know that I need to, because she's my other half, and honestly, a lot of Tyler & Co. has succeeded because of her. Like, people don't know it, but like a lot of my edits, she's behind my shoulder. Like, before I send it to the client, she's the one who's like critiquing it. And she was like, and she has that eye. And I always, now I vet all of my videos through her, because I'm like, what do you think about this? Because she does have a gift on that. And
it's important to recognize that the two different viewpoints are always more valuable than a single one.
Right.
Actually, as scripture says, in a multitude of counselors, there's safety. And I think more and more we get divided. So it's not just our spouses. It was your connection with Lonnie and Kayla. It's been different people that you've known. Mm-hmm. And so all that input helps us if we're willing to listen. But if you just strike out on your own, a lot of times you will just strike out.
Well, I've definitely striked out a lot on my own too, right? So it's like, and I've had to learn the hard way.
Patty and I are totally different. 52 years later, we're still together. Yeah. And she's still trying to get me to understand things.
She ongoing.
Approve
when you find that person that encourages you and loves you no matter what.
Yeah.
And is behind you, like, and is willing to work on things. Like, I feel like that's what's really worth it. That's what really makes the world. I mean, it makes my world better. And I'm not perfect. I definitely have things I need to work on. And I'm constantly struggling. I'm constantly learning, if I'm being honest. But I acknowledge that, and I'm trying to be better. And you know what I mean? For me, and I'm trying to just.
I think our whole life's that way. I can look back and say, gosh, I wish I'd have been a better husband. Yeah. Wish I'd have been a better father. But then I look at where I'm at with my wife and kids, and it's like, I couldn't have changed any of that. You have to grow into it. You don't just automatically arrive there.
Right.
And are there decisions I would have made differently? Probably, but it's all part of what molds the whole thing. And now I look at my boys, like my youngest son, so I got grandkids, so I'm watching him father, and I'm thinking, oh, man, don't do that.
I bet you are.
Are like, that's good.
Yeah.
Do that right.
Yeah.
And it's like, so
you have that perspective.
Well, yeah,
exactly. You don't have that your first time through.
No.
Not even with your first kid.
And you're in the thick of it. I feel like at 4 and 6.
Dude, it's wild. We're
the thick of it.
We're running. Yeah. With, I'm the sole, with the business and stuff. Like, so I'm the guy. So it's like, and she, she's doing an amazing job. She's an amazing mom, amazing wife. But you're right. You nailed it. We are in the thick of it. And
we really are.
These kids, they want all of your attention, and they are not afraid to tell you, and they deserve it. And I want to make sure I give them anything that I can. And I've been, like I said, I'm not perfect. I've been at work at home more than I could be sometimes. And cause I have deadlines and stuff, and I want to honor those. But also at the same time, I just need to be more mature and disciplined to provide a better schedule on my end and prioritize and stuff. And
I think presence is everything.
Everything.
And that
doesn't matter.
Has been like,
that's it.
If I could change something when the kids were younger, it's presence. But, I was asking my 13-year-old last night. I'm like, I ask him every once in a while, I check in. Is there anything I could be doing better as a parent?
That's awesome.
He's like, you're the best mom.
That's awesome.
I'm like, no, really. Like, sometimes I'm not as patient. Sometimes I'm like, he's like, no, Mom.
It's
you're
getting
a great
them
mom.
to communicate that and being able to do that. I remember my wife was home with the boys all day. So I'd walk in the door and she just wanted to tell me everything they did wrong. And she wanted to have adult converstion, right?
Oh, you told me. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. And so she'd come in, and finally I said, baby, listen, I want to have a conversation with you, and I will correct the boys. Right?
Absolutely.
But when I first come in the door, let me fall on the ground, let them crawl on me like ants, because that's what little kids want to do. Let me wrestle around with the boys.
Yeah, that's all they want.
And then when we get that, and then I can say, all right, now I'm spanking your butt, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But you have to have that bonding.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to, you've got to fill their cup as much as they need structure and all of these things. Like, my 13-year-old still last night's like, can we kung fu fight? I'm like, oh, I will kung fu fight you. You know, like we're
my gosh,
we're
that's
just
awesome.
messing around. But
Yeah.
at 4 and 6, they just
Oh, dude.
want all of you all the
Literally,
time.
yeah. They just, Jude's always like, hey, you want to color with me? Because he's an amazing
Yeah.
artist. Like he can color, he can draw anything. He's been creating his own hybrid dinosaurs and stuff. So
He's
it's
the
great.
dinosaur lover.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
no, but
I
it's
remember
true.
him from market.
Oh, that's
carrying
right.
Around.
That's
Yeah.
right. He had his dragons and his dinosaurs and stuff. Yeah. They yeah, man. You're right though. They demand all my time and they
Soak it up though, because
And they
they
deserve
don't.
it.
At some point, they don't need you as much. It's wild.
Yeah.
And then
know,
at some
that's what
point, they
everybody
don't
says.
need you at all.
And then they come back.
Then they come back. Yeah, but
It's
even
amazing. Life is amazing.
yeah.
You know.
but what you're saying though is like it's a precious time right now.
It is, and you don't know when it's going to be like your last. We've talked about this before, but like the
Right.
last time they want to climb in your lap,
Right.
Like the last time they need
Right.
you to get them a glass of milk. Like you don't know it's their last.
You're right. I
Until
didn't-
you're past it, and you're like, "Did you pour that yourself?"
Oh my gosh.
I
You're
know, now
so
we're gonna
right.
cry on this, but it's so true.
I know we're
Like,
going through the emotions right now
Yeah.
with this, but you're right.
But it's like, it's so easy to be like, what do they
Yeah.
say? You can't see the forest through the trees. Like you're
true.
in the thick of it and you're like,
It's true.
oh my gosh, they're so demanding. I can't wait till they go to bed. And then they go to bed and you're like, oh, I miss them.
We're inundated with
Yeah.
having to go to work and
Yeah.
so provide for our families.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
coming up with that extra time. But I've been around your boys. You're doing all right. But,
Thanks, man. That means a lot. I'm trying.
You can
It's
just
not
tell
easy.
they got a good relationship with you guys. But I would suggest to come in and lay on the floor and crawl on me like ants.
No,
right? And then we'll have a
Yeah.
dialogue, right?
Yeah.
So not everybody can get one of these.
Oh, I was wondering about that.
You must.
Because I had this water ball. I was like, do I
You
get
must
actual milk?
brave the tank.
I did. I
which
braved
you
it. I
have
was
done well.
I squealed. I mean, I squirmed around a little bit and squealed. But no, this is good. I was really
Well,
nervous.
it's Kelly with those hardball questions.
Oh, stop. The giant.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
So-
I feel like I could have talked to you a lot longer. Thanks for
You know
coming
what?
on.
We run into that. We think 45 minutes is enough, and it just goes by so quickly.
It went by a lot
And
quicker than I thought it was going to go by.
Well, with people like you that have a lot to say.
Oh yeah, we barely touched the surface. I
Because-
think which you guys did an amazing job. You guys are awesome. You guys do such an incredible job.
Sometimes Fish lets me talk.
I do, depending on if I feel like what she has to say is.
You better
Oh my
watch
God.
choose your words carefully. Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, it's just I get so involved, and I try to go okay, but I can feel it going in a direction, right? And I'm like, well, what about that? But what ends up happening is we may get deep in an area, but you're very multifaceted, multi-talented, and so
Thanks.
I mean, it's like you came in and you brought your guitar, and we're like, "Hey, should we
Yeah,
play
I
a
didn't know
song?"
if we were gonna jam.
So the problem is, if we'd have played a song,
It would have been
taken
like
up
30 minutes.
Right?
Totally.
And she's got
there's-
bread.
There's not one song. I'm sure you guys would have just been going into
that's
the
it.
next
We
and
turn
the
it into a
next.
concert.
Yeah,
It's over.
exactly. Thank you for joining us for our 5-hour special.
It would have been a 5-hour special, honestly,
with
at that.
Tyler and Fish.
It would have been, yeah, it would have probably been a 3-hour, 4-hour special.
Yeah.
Or 5-hour special.
So how do people find you?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Facebook, Instagram, my website is Tyler and, do I just say it? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, tylerandcofilms.com. Not, there's no in there. tylerandcofilms.com. And
You should make one and add it in.
I'm just going to create a domain just in case they go there.
.com.
Oh my
I
gosh.
feel like people should like look at some of what you've done. You're just
Yeah,
very talented.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have
Thank
it
you.
on your Facebook and that? Do you keep those little films that I see?
Yes.
Those,
Yeah.
so
I've been a lot
very
better.
cool. So they can, yeah, because it's I don't I don't know how many people think about wedding photos. You always hear about somebody having a wedding photo book
Album,
and that, but man, you do movies. It literally is
Yeah.
a movie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And of that day, and
Thank you.
and I think it's a combination of the way that you can see it, like you were talking about. If I took a picture of an inanimate
Yeah,
object,
yeah.
and so I think what happens is you get couples. You're able to pick out those things that really make them shine, and
Absolutely.
then you expound on them. In other words, it's really, so you watch them. And I mean, the things I've seen on Facebook are maybe 15 seconds. That's maybe. It. I mean, they're really brief, but you like, that's good.
You're invested. You're already,
that's good. It pulls you in right away. So, I think, and I don't know how many people know that, right? So if you're getting ready to get married,
thanks, Fish.
You probably have to book next year at this point. I'm just kidding.
No, I mean,
you need the movie of your marriage. Come up with a title and call Tyler and Co. Films.
That's awesome,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way to do it.
That's the best ad yet.
Because that memory will be forever. Yeah. And then also, I want to put a plug in for this because Tyler touched a spot that I believe, even myself, right? Like I'm 74. So how many years you think I really got left? So could I do a video, right? When you start thinking of grandparents and parents that did a video, how many kids really know their parents' life story? Independently and married, et cetera, et cetera. And so I just think that's a great thing if you're out there and you're thinking, I'd like to do that. My grandparents are getting older. I'd like to have their oral history, right? Tyler can do that. And I absolutely for can. Everyone he does. Kelly and I get
so full of it.
We get 3%.
They get a little bit of a percentage.
We're in the
Dave, again, come on.
He's looking for his video.
All right, listen, anyway, thanks for coming on, Tyler. We appreciate
you so much.
We really will do this again. Maybe we'll just do one where we just play a song.
Just have a concert. I'll just sit over there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just use the egg shaker.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. The percussionist, Kelly.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh. That's about all I could do.
It works. You could actually get 2 bread pans.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
And Star Child with the shaker.
Yeah,
Star Child. What was the Star?
I actually had, those like bell ankle things as a kid. I can remember like dancing around in those.
You could shake your foot to the beat of the song. That's really cool.
I probably still have those somewhere.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. We have to change your name from Minnow to Star Child. Is that what you said? Star Girl?
Remember Starflower?
Starflower.
Yeah.
Starflower. Anyway, listen, we're going to be right back. We appreciate Tyler coming on with us today again. Tyler and Co. or just Tyler Co.
Oh, Tyler and Co. Films.
Tyler and Co. Films. Go see him on Facebook. You will be absolutely amazed. But we're going to be right back. I might get Tyler to put a spot. He could be our commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm sure he's got one. Anyway, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. Kelly and I will be talking about some really great things coming up for Christmas. This girl's got great ideas. That's why I don't let her talk a whole lot. Oh, my gosh. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
93Q Radio was an opportunity for what's called an LPFM to give the community a voice.
The big part of what's happening here is it's us. It's the community of us.
The work that Mr. Fischetti has done with us to promote public education has been absolutely groundbreaking.
They have the pulse of our community from the nonprofits to the local governments. If you want to find out what's happening in our community, get on board with 93Q.
And 93Q does so much to help our community, helps us promote our local events, as well as local businesses, and tell our story about what we do here in Yuba Sutter.
The folks that work here, they're part of our community, so they understand our needs, and that's important.
Local radio is so important during times of emergency. They're there. We lean on them to provide information to our public.
My wife and I are glad to support 93Q. We're going to do it on a monthly basis, but I really recommend that if you want to make your community better, this is a great place to take a first step right here.
So if you can, reach deep into your pocket and give to 93Q.
93Q is a great partner for law enforcement, and they're a great partner for the Yuba Sutter area.
We're really asking people if you can give $10, $15, $20 a month, and then that enables us to continue to put small business spots on the air, nonprofits, organizations that are they're using every dollar they got just to operate, and they don't have extra money to spend on really promoting their cause. And that is why community radio, to me, I'm grateful to be part of it, and that's why it's important. Well, we're back, and I just have to say, we only covered less than 1% of Tyler Johnson.
Maybe.
Maybe less than 1%, because I mean he's a deep well.
He is.
He is. He's had a very unique life.
Yeah.
And the experience of his life have paid off. Well, they're paying off even more and more. And I love the way he's able to connect the different giftings, because he's multifaceted.
Yeah.
And very creative. And I really hope that people grab hold of that, because I don't know if that was something that just sort of happened here, but when he had mentioned that he had shot footage of Carrie Houck's grandmother, and now the kids are going to have that.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's a whole market in and of itself.
Yeah. Well, there are things you don't think about until someone's gone, right? And then you go, oh no, did I save that last voicemail from them? Do I, then we start going through pictures and videos. But if you don't have them at that point, you're too late. I mean, it's like we need to start thinking about these things a little bit earlier.
Well, yeah, because you don't know. I mean, I know, life is precarious at best. And, you have people that are very young that pass away and to an unfortunate accident or whatever. But having any footage, Tyler was talking about, he was shooting stuff with a camcorder. He's destined. Yeah. He was destined, didn't even know it.
I know. That path was there. He just had to step on it. He didn't know. Yeah. Well, and I love that. I think when you're a creative person, like he was saying, he was playing guitar and then it's like, so you've got a creative outlet. And I think we forget that. I think we're all creative as kids. I think, we color and we do art projects and we have this imagination that allows us to be anywhere. But that goes away with adult responsibilities, right? We go like, I don't have time. I have work. I've got this and that. And if you're one of the few people that's still fortunate enough to be able to be creative in your adult life, that's huge. I think it just fulfills you in a different way. Like I love baking bread because it's a creative process. I love that it's hands-on and that it's an art form.
I think your creativity has diminished in the bread making department.
Oh my gosh, why? Because I have not made you Cheeto bread. Where is this going? I can.
Where's the bread with the gummy bears in it? Where's it?
It is supposed to be clean, sir. He is wants to add sugar and dye and all of the ingredients I can't pronounce. It is water, flour, and salt.
Yeah. Let's make it easy. No, I think you're right. I think creativity and Tyler's a young guy, so his potential, because now he has his own business and has the freedom to move in it, right? And people see his work, and I mean, I hear it all the time, right? And it's like, hey, well, I have to go. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, I know him. We're going to get shirts made. I know Tyler Johnson.
I played guitar with Tyler Johnson, right?
I interviewed Tyler Johnson.
And it's like, so when I met Tyler, and I don't really remember the exact encounter, but, I knew from a musician playing music standpoint, I always like these young guns, right? Yeah. Because, man, they can just, They can wail. And so at some point, I know we were going to do that, but I do remember I had a conversation with him, and he was working, I think at that time, at the hospital. But I could tell in the conversation that could not be the end.
Yeah.
There was too much in there for that to be the end. So I was really excited when I heard that he had, coupled up with Lonnie and Kayla and began to do stuff that really set him free. So in the meantime, we'd played guitar together, and I was like, this guy, he's very creative.
Yeah.
But it's finding, you're right, it's finding where does that release. And I don't know that I could switch you and Tyler and put a guitar in your hands and put a spatula in his. I don't know if we'd end up with the same result.
No, you would not. It would be like
But he'd make Cheeto bread. I'm telling you, Tyler would try it. And so,
it would be,
Your boys.
It would be Wonder Bread with Cheetos between the layers.
Cheetos
Which might be what you want.
I'm telling you, between your voice and his, oh, come on, that kitchen would be.
Oh my gosh, full of dinos and all the food.
Yeah. Oh man, Cheeto dinosaurs. So anyway, I really love what we're doing because I feel like we don't always get to unwrap real deep. But we get to unwrap enough. I want people to know that there's more behind the. I always go back to the song. These are the people in your neighborhood. And that you meet them, but do you really get to know them? I feel like we had John Cassidy in, and I interviewed John, and I've been around John, and a lot of people know him. He was the CEO of Sierra Central. But, hearing how he grew up as a kid, was involved in sports. I mean, I didn't know Tyler was basketball. He loved basketball. Should have put him down there with Cassidy, right?
I know.
Right. It's like they'd have a conversation. Yeah. And so we keep seeing that. I think Brian Danielson, who he's a CHP officer. Who knew he was going to do the Ironman competition?
I know, and finish the Ironman,
right?
Yeah.
And it's like, so we just keep. It's really wonderful. We keep getting to know. I do want to let you folks know we had, and now I'm going to forget his name. The gentleman that has been in front of 9 presidents.
Oh, I wasn't here that day.
Oh, he's coming back. We got him booked. We finally got him. He's coming back. We're going to ask him about how he felt about this election. And he was personal friends with Jimmy Carter for a lot of years. And he said it was really funny because Jimmy Carter was a Democrat, and this guy is conservative Republican, but had a great friendship. Actually built a house back there in Plains. Was it Georgia? Plains?
Don't ask me. I'm going to have to brush up on my presidential knowledge for this interview.
He just
me over here with cue cards.
He knew that Richard Nixon and Bill Clinton were friends, and Bill Clinton would call Richard Nixon once a month and talk about being a president. And when Richard Nixon died, Bill Clinton was the last one there with him. And it's like, who knew that? I thought these guys hated each other, right? And Obama and Bush, if they had not put together the package that they did, we'd have been in a depression when we went through that economic downturn. So these guys work together, right? And it's like, anyway, so we're going to have him back.
Like us, we look like enemies, but we're frenemies.
Yeah, frenemies, right? So anyway, I love this. I love we did. And I did this so that we wouldn't forget. So we are going to do a little bit of a script here.
Line. Just kidding.
Line. Okay. Thanks so much for spending a little time getting to know one more of the folks in our great community with Kelly and me here in the tank.
We hope you got to know Tyler Johnson a little better. I know we have.
Yes.
We are never doing this again, but I'll play this today. Go ahead.
If this has been informative and fun for you, or if you have a question for Kelly or me, drop it in the comments section below.
Also, like, subscribe, and share so you won't miss a single episode of In the Tank with Fish and Minnow.
All right. From the tank in Studio 93, we look forward to swimming with you again. What do you think? No?
I am not a line person. That felt so awkward. Kurt's like, it was awkward. Yes, very awkward.
Yeah, I'm even a little embarrassed that we even did that.
I'm sweating over here. I wasn't. Now I'm like, I have to read a line. It's like being in second grade and the teacher's like, you're counting down. Oh, great. I'm going to be the fourth person, the fourth sentence, and I'm practicing the sentence. And before it gets to my turn, and then it gets to me.
And bails and you're on the third sentence.
Yeah, exactly. Too funny.
Listen, we appreciate you guys watching, we can't script this.
No,
but we do want you to make a comment. Let us know what you think, and share the video with somebody. I would really like it if people throughout the community got to know other people better. And so we are going to have Tyler Johnson back. He's a kick in the shorts, huh?
He is.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, we'll have him back. Next time, maybe we'll play a little guitar. That might be
It'll be
fun.
like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah,
otherwise you guys
It'll be the fade out. Kurt will be like fading it out.
Exactly.
Your time is over.
I can see you too. It'll be like my boys at bedtime. 5 more minutes. I
have to go to the bathroom. You just went. Well, I drank water. I know your third glass.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
Stop stalling.
All right. Tune us in for more child rearing advice. I'm Kelly and I, right here in Studio 93. Thanks for watching.